friends, this is Emily Francis here with Book Talk time. I want to share with you about a book I finished last night, and oh my gosh, I started it probably a few weeks ago, but I had to put it on hold while I was reading How to Be an Anti-Racist, another great book, but it was on my bookshelf and it just kept calling my name, and I wanted to find out what was happening with the characters. So here's the book I finished last night by Jenny Torres Sanchez. We Are Not From Here. Look at the cover. It's just so beautiful. As soon as I saw the cover, I knew I wanted to read it. Not only because Jenny is Latina, just like I am, and I'm fascinated by authors who are writing to represent our experiences, but also her mother is from Guatemala. I'm from Guatemala. Her dad is from Mexico, and of course she is embracing her culture and heritage by writing stories like this one. It is a fiction story, but let me tell you what Ralph Emerson said about fiction. Fiction reveals the truth that reality obscures. It is so true. So she tells so much truth in this story. You're gonna hear about Pulga, Chico, and Pequeña. 3 kids that are from Guatemala. That's another reason why I wanted to read it, because it originated in my country. But all of the stories that she tells of what's happening in Guatemala, I found such a great connection with what is happening there and the reasons why Pulga, Chico, and Pequeña had to literally flee out of Guatemala, and then the journey, oh my goodness, the journey to get here, riding La Bestia. If you don't know about La Bestia, this train that Central Americans will take the risk and ride, and a lot of them die, and God, this book is just gonna lead you to some experiences that are true. Like, a lot of kids have gone through that. A lot of people have experienced this. A lot of action in this movie. Once you get to the whole entire book is amazing. But the second half, it's just so intense. And I call it a masterpiece, for real. I really think every word, every sentence, the way Jenny writes it, it gets to your soul and your heart and your mind. And you know what it got me thinking about? Our students. So we get students that come from other countries, and we enroll them as immigrants, and now we know that our students come from another countries, but and then do we stop and think about their experiences? I mean, these 3 stories here that Jenny talks about are, of course, fiction and made up, but they represent real and true stories of experiences. And I wonder how many of our students have gone through things like this, and are we taking our time to understand the trauma, to understand their experiences, to validate how much they suffered to get here? And so this is my takeaway from this book, is that I am going to start taking and making intentional time to learn my students' stories. Some of them may be tragic, some of them may be not, but it's important to know all of their stories and to share each other's, because I can't identify with a lot of what's happening to the characters in the story, and I know you would too. And read it. It will open windows and doors to other experiences that you may have not experienced. And of course, it will give you compassion and empathy toward your students. So if you decide to read it, let me know. This is the first book I read about written by Jenny, but I'm definitely going to check out her other books. And I know she's got a picture book coming up, so I'm excited to read it. And let me know if you decide to read it, and let's chat about it, okay? Bye.